Hey, my lovelies. Boy, am I a hot mess or what? I'm sweating like a pig. I don't know. Why do we say that? Do pigs sweat? I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and I want to talk to you all about 3 gifts that keep on giving. If you are doing your garden, then you need these 3 things in your garden. And I will explain to you each one of them. So, here we go. Okay, here's your first one. This is, and they're a little bit, of course, if I get my finger out of the way, they're a little bit hard to see, but these are the asparagus crowns that I planted. Here's one that's really taken off and doing really good. I am going to cover these some more with some of my soil that I showed y'all out of the woods, the leaf mold. There's another one that's doing really well. There's another one. Now, we can't eat these this year. It'll be 2 more years before we can eat these, but I've got, and yes, I need to weed, and I've got my soil real loose, so these weeds just pop right out. But I am going to top dress these some more. The next gift that keeps on giving are the strawberries. Look at this strawberry bed. Now you will notice that these plants are different sizes. This is a little plant that I planted this year. That's one I planted this year. Over there's one I planted this year. But look at this beauty. That is a runner from 6 strawberry plants that I planted last year. These bigger strawberries, like this one, and that one over there, those are all runners. Not all of my strawberry plants made it that I ordered by mail. Look at these down here. I just kept looking for the babies. They're blooming. Look, there's a little strawberry. Now, is this bed going to give me enough strawberries? Look at that beauty. It even has strawberries on it. Look at these strawberries. This is a 2nd-year plant. That's a 2nd-year plant. It was reaching for the sun. That is a baby that I found early. I've got to amend this soil. I am going to top dress it with... Sorry, I hit the wrong button, y'all. I'm used to doing lives, not videos. I'm going to top dress this also with some leaf mold and see if that doesn't help. And then I'm going to have to look up and see what else I need to put on these babies. Now, the 3rd gift that keeps on giving is you make a one-time purchase of Billy's bone sauce. Now you see I just took limbs from the woods here. I've showed y'all I've got all kinds of woods, leaf mold, all kinds of good dirt. I went through and just painted 1 strip of Billy's bone sauce across the top of all of these logs. Now we didn't have anything to put down here, so my little sponge brushes I used, I just poked them in the ground. Ethan's making me little walls with rocks. And I did the same thing with my asparagus. Now y'all know good and well a deer is tall enough to reach in, and of course this row on the inside of the strawberries don't have anything. The deer are tall enough to reach in and eat these babies up. They have now been in the ground, what, a month, 6 weeks, except now I just did these little runners tonight, or this evening, the taller ones. But there was a deer track. Now I covered it up a little bit trying to plant my other plants. But right here, and it's rained and you really can't see it, But right here, there were deer tracks. There's another one. Like that doggone deer was dancing a jig, trying to figure out how to get past that bone sauce. Now, Billy says it lasts for 30 years. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It is a little pricey. I used about half of my, I think it's a 4-ounce jar, painting one strip on these logs. And I have enough left to paint on my fruit trees. But let me tell you, this works. The difference between Billy's bone sauce, my understanding is that he has gotten bones from very many animals. He needs some fresh deer bone. I think is about all he needs to have just about everything in it. Deep South Homestead got all their sweet potatoes eaten last year. Billy sent them a jar of bone sauce. They just simply tore some little rags up and dipped the tip end of the rag in it, tied it to their line fencing, and the deer stayed out of their sweet potatoes. So this strawberry patch is definitely a testament to the fact that Billy's bone sauce works. It's open. The deer can walk straight through this path. The deer are big enough to reach over. But I am such a fan of Deep South Homestead and Pastures Farms, which Billy is Billy's channel, Pastures Farms. Those guys, if you want to know if you need phosphorus or potassium or whatever it is you need for your plants, those are the guys that are my considered experts on permapasture. I mean on, oh my gosh, yeah, permapasture farming. To know what to do, how to grow things, where to grow them. This area of the garden does not get a huge amount of sun, so the sun is not going to burn these up. Now, I haven't put my straw down, but I'm going to give y'all a quick overview of my potatoes. These are Purple Majesty potatoes. Now, you will notice that I don't have these. Now, here's one that I guess I planted it too deep or something. It is just, I moved it. I started looking because Ethan was helping me drop potatoes, and potatoes didn't get exactly where they were supposed to be. But all of these potatoes mature at a different rate as well. This one, that was a perfect one. Some of them's just barely, where am I pointing? Let me find my finger. Barely coming up. Here's two that's coming up. Now I'm going to take leaf mold and I'm going to mound these. See this one? I can put a little more dirt. You can see, or soil, whatever you want to call it. I'm from West Virginia. We call it dirt. I can put some of my leaf mold on those potatoes. Here is potatoes that are just starting. They must have been deeper. But it goes all the way down through there. And you can see now my rows are not straight because I had my little Mr. Farmer Brown, Ethan, helping me. Now, supposedly, the shortest grow time on any of the potatoes I planted are the Yukon Gold. Here it is. These are just now starting to pop. And let me see. I haven't weeded yet. These are just popping. This one seems to be popping a little farther. But I'm going to put some of the leaf mold dirt on it. Now over here are the red. These are red potatoes. Let's see, I've got Purple Majesty, Yukon Gold, and I don't know. I will get up here to the tag and I will tell you. So they're doing pretty good. I am very well pleased. Now this upper part apparently gets more sun. These are doing a little better. We've got, now that the trees have leafed out, I have got these trees that, not this year because they'll fall on my garden, but we're going to take those trees out. So, and see, these are doing pretty good. Now, the potatoes that are the best to grow in my area, these are the Kennyback potatoes. They're coming up. They're hit and miss. I had help. I have dug through and found that little Mr. Farmer Brown, I think apparently stepped on some of them. He was running around a little bit. But I have 2 of the rows of Kennybacks. And this little diamond area goes from this row here. I'm going to take it up to this. And I'm succession planting, which means I put all of these in after the day after the full moon last year. Yes, I still follow the farming guidelines of my grandpa. And you start the day after the full moon, and that's when you plant your potatoes. So I think Monday is the full moon. So this area, let's see, the potatoes are right here. And I'm going to plant this square in potatoes. I'm not quite sure how many we're going to have. If I don't have anything, you know, the Irish lived on potatoes. We're going to have some potatoes. This row was corn. Carrots. Did not come up. That's what I used my neighbor's planter on. One of my strawberries was all tangled up in mullein. And I just went ahead and planted it. It was just getting started. So I'm going to have a big mullein plant here. These are, and these are not really good beds, I will admit. But these are shallots. And some of them are new. They haven't come up yet. There's a shallot. And I can't find my finger. There you go. That's a shallot. This is that grass that grows real big. Just see at the beach. I like it. I kept it. Down here, another thing for Pastures Farms with Billy is, here comes my comfrey, y'all. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the comfrey. Oh my gosh, if Billy watches this video, I noticed he subscribed. Maybe he can tell me what I've got here. I think maybe this is the comfrey that's coming up. But I want this comfrey. I'm going to order some more comfrey from Billy because he tells you to put onions around your fruit trees. Okay, so I had to stop the video. I'm sorry. So I'm going to have to, I hope Billy watches this and tells me, it seems like that's about as far as I planted these apart. So I think this is my comfrey coming up. Now, I'm going to order some more comfrey from Billy. The permapasture way of gardening is awesome. Like I said, Billy at Pastures Farms and Danny and Wanda at Deep South Homestead and Jess and Sweet My at Roots and Refuge, they have all this stuff down pat. I'm still learning, y'all. So I refer y'all to them. My beets need little Mr. Farmer Brown planted my beet seeds, and I've got 2 packs of beet seeds in about a 7-foot area. So I've got some beets to be doing something with. But anyway, for the benefit of your fruit trees, and put the bone sauce, he said, just on one side. I still have my fruit trees at home. It's been so cold. Next week, I'm hoping to get my fruit trees planted. They will be outside my electric fence because I have bone sauce. It has proven itself worthy of its reputation. And I suggest you go to Pastures Farms and order some of Billy's bone sauce if you have animal pressure trying to eat up your garden. But he suggests that you plant the comfrey, at least 2 comfrey plants, and so, 3 or 4 onions around your fruit trees, and that helps put things back into the soil that the fruit takes out. And there's animals that don't like the onion, and the comfrey, I believe, is a nitrogen fixer. Lord, Billy, if I'm wrong, you can leave a comment and correct me. But I'm going to order some more comfrey root. I don't think you can have enough around your garden, especially, if you obviously don't have too much of a nitrogen problem, because my potatoes are pretty and green. But anyway, I am going to spend this weekend getting some more of my leaf mold dirt out of the woods and top dressing these beds. And I had explained before, I was doing small mounds that I would mound one time as my potatoes grew. And then I'm going to cover them with straw. I'm going to do half of what my grandpa always did and what a lot of farmers do, sticking your potatoes in the ground, healing them, and then I'm going to finish them off with the straw and see what that does. But they will have the leaf mold on them. So anyway, I want to send y'all to Pastures Farms and order some of Billy's bone sauce. I promise you. Oh, let me tell you, those strawberry plants would not be here. I showed you all some of my plants I had up potted. I do want to give you this quick lesson that I learned today. I was going to bring them up here because my plan is to finish my electric fence this weekend, so I could plant all of my cabbages and the squash and pumpkins and peppers and tomatoes. Seems like there was something else, but anyway, I showed y'all everything, and I showed y'all little plants that were struggling and plants that were doing well. Well, I took all those cups back and put them in a cardboard box. Underneath, I had plastic, wrapped it around the box, and made a little makeshift greenhouse. They were doing beautiful, and they just had to be that way last week till I could get them up here. And we had a cold night. I didn't think it would, really hurt them, because there's a lot of soil in those cups. They are jam-packed together. They're in cardboard, wrapped in plastic, and I didn't worry about those plants at all. When it got down to like 39, 37, I think maybe one night, I went out the next morning to see if they need watered. They were dead. I have killed about 150 plants, y'all. Oh my word. So I'm worried about my tomatoes. I'm trying to succession plant. I was going to show you, I've got the little bitty green onions. Who don't like little bitty green onions all summer long? I went through, and in between my strawberry plants, I did red ones. And when I planted these, and that was, like I said, 6 weeks ago, and they're popping up. They're about 4 inches right now, with 3 to 4 little green stalks, which tells you that's how many layers are on the onion. And tonight I did little yellow onions, and I have some white ones. As I start pulling onions out, I'm going to replace them with the white ones. So I'm going to succession sow my little green onions. I'm succession planting my potatoes. You can't succession plant your asparagus or your strawberries. I have enough beets that they'll be fine. When I get my tomatoes actually in, I am going to plant carrots. They need shade. So I'm going to plant more carrots under my tomatoes. I am going to get into the plants and the herbs that help with pest pressure. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to end it. This was much longer than I had planned on it being. But please go check out Pastures Farms with Billy. and his homestead honey. They are absolutely precious. Love them to pieces. Noticed he had subscribed to my channel. I commented and told him I was going to do a review on his bone sauce, and I'm telling you, I am not being sponsored. I paid my money for my bone sauce. That was money that was well spent. And I'm telling you, if you anything that you need for your preps, listen, you can't have the animals eating your garden. It is hard work, y'all. Listen, I'm a hot, sweaty mess. And all I've done is, worked. It's humid. It rains a little bit. But, starting your seeds and getting them in the ground, and now I've killed all those plants. Dropping your potatoes, it's not easy. The last thing you want, like I had last year, and I told y'all last year that everything I planted, the deer ate. Now, I'm new to this area. This is not where I live full time. So I was new to the ground, the soil, new to the animals, and they ate every blasted thing. I got one mass of green beans, a couple of new potatoes, and I hadn't planted onions here. It was in the garden that I borrowed. But you don't want to do all that hard work. I was heartbroken. The deer ate it all. And my strawberries and my asparagus are absolutely booming. And I'm telling you, 100% it's because of Billy's bone sauce. Go back and look at the video last year that Danny at Deep South Homestead showed the deer had mowed down his sweet potatoes, and Danny lives on sweet potatoes. He says he eats sweet potatoes at least 5 times a week. They plant hundreds and hundreds of sweet potato slips. My slips are coming in this week. Praise God. So, like I've told you, you can live from the nutrition solely. Oh my gosh, talk about having, getting sick and tired of it. But a sweet potato and a fresh hen egg has all the minerals, proteins, good fats, everything you need to survive. So if you don't do anything, get you some chickens and plant you some sweet potatoes. And of course, strawberries are a treat. Now, am I going to have enough strawberries this year to make strawberry jam? No, I am not. But all of these will make babies. I can extend this garden. I can extend my asparagus. I have plenty of room. No big deal. But by next year, with the babies that run, this is just going to be, Ethan could eat his weight in strawberries. These are just going to be strawberries for him to eat. Next year, I will be able to make strawberry jam or preserves or, whatever I want to do. So, Billy's bone sauce. I'm telling you, if you don't want to put up electric fence, if I wasn't putting up electric fence, I would run line and do what Diana at Deep South Homestead did and drop it in rags and keep the deer out. That's exactly what I would do. But anyway, please check out Pastures Farm, not just for the bone sauce. Like I said, this is not a paid commercial. I'm trying to help you people. Grow, grow, grow. They've already told us food shortages, please. Speaking of food shortages, all that baby formula, they shut down a big plant, said there was salmonella, went in, found some bacteria in a different area. Minimum, they're going to keep that baby formula plant closed down 3 months. But all of the baby formula they had, they sent to the border. Y'all. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I love y'all. Didn't mean for this to be so long, but as I learn, I want to teach y'all. Do I know everything? No, I do not. I only know the old ways of gardening, and I only, this is my second year with this soil, and I'm doing the best I can. I want to be able to feed my family. So anyway, get to growing, pots, containers, 2-liter bottles upside down, Lowe's or Home Depot buckets you can plant potatoes in, plant your carrots in. You can get those little plastic totes, plant your carrots in them. There's all kinds of ways you can plant and plant enough to can, so you're going to have food. Go find a local butcher, find a local farmer that'll give you a good deal on some meat or pork, and can you some meat. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all know I appreciate every second that you give me. Love you with all of my heart. And until next time, see ya. Bye, everybody. Happy gardening.